How's it going? Good to see you. Good to be here. I don't know, man. I don't know. You tell me. What do you want from me? I told you, Miss Daisy. I told you. And here we are again. Here we are again. Here we are again. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Lab After Dark. It's good to see you. Great to be here. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Karen, I was wondering where you'd been. Good to see you, Karen. Yeah, man. So, first of all, I want to say, that we should all probably just calm down a little bit. Just take a step back. Go, fishing tomorrow. I don't know. Does anybody fish? What do people do? What do people do? What do people do to just get away from the monotony of whatever? Yeah, and I was going to talk a little bit about what happened on Shares the other night with yeah, so basically what it is that look, we're all crazy, everybody's lost their minds, everybody's emotional, whatever side you're on. In the case of Summer Wells, we're just everything is at a fever pitch. Everybody's pissed off all the way around, and I think that I don't know. I wish I had good advice. I don't have any good advice, to be honest with you, because sometimes I get brought up into it, and fair enough. It's totally fair enough. And Smiley, I wanted to say, to be honest, we'll just be honest here. And Smiley, you could correct me if I'm wrong, and I do apologize. When I saw Daisy or Candace saying, "Daisy, do you want to come up?" And Candace was kind of like, "Yeah, bring her up." And I sent Smiley text and I said, "Go get her." So I don't know if I was the one that prompted you to do that. I probably am, and I take responsibility for it, because I know that it upset you, and I apologize about that. And I don't want people to, look, I don't know what's going on. But all I know is that people are upset, people are yelling and screaming, and you know. Smiley says I was already getting texts. Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I do feel somewhat responsible. But look, it's I don't know. I don't know if I gave you bad advice or not. Probably. But when somebody's like, come on up, and I thought personally, this is just what I thought, that Smiley was like, hey, Candace, like Candace is, because they did insinuate, and Daisy did too. They both were kind of insinuating that's what was happening with Candace, was that she was getting whooped on. That was the assumption. I mean, that's how it was displayed. I saw it for myself. There was no other conclusion that you could come up with. What they were alluding to, and what both of them were alluding to, was that she had been hit by somebody close. Okay. And so that was the assumption. That was the implication. That was everything. And I don't know if people are truly understanding. Like, if you had caught my last show on the lab, I also said to Candace, if this is the kind of stuff that's going on, if this is the kind of stuff that's going on, you need to say something. You need to do something about it. You need to whatever. And I was very adamant about that as well. So I'm a little confused at the outrage. Look, you can say that people do whatever they do for their own. Oh, they did it for themselves. Most people do everything because it brings them either some kind of joy or importance or whatever, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But I just, I didn't think that it was, don't call law enforcement. All right. Well, I mean, law enforcement can or cannot take the call. They can say hang up. They can whatever. I mean, who are we to tell people what to do? I just, I'm at a loss. I'm at a bit of a loss here because let me fix this highlight thing. I got to put a new link in here. Alicia says, I do not give a flying F about Candace. Okay, well, that's fair. No, nobody's asking. I look, you're allowed to I can understand that. I'm just saying that when the implication was that she was getting beat on, and that's what it was. It was an implication of getting beat on. I mean, I don't know what you expect people to do. I really wish that I knew. And I had addressed Daisy the other day, and she was very upset about it. And Saturday morning, she had a great go at me, and I'm not going to play what she said about me because I'm at the point where I'm not going to play people's stuff unless it's like, Dawn calling me an asshole, which is, fair. I think that's fair.
Josh says he's been waiting 6 months for pictures of that couch done.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Is he on in your chat right now?
He's in
real?
the chat room, yes. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think, unless it's like
He's such an asshole.
Oh.
That's true. He's not wrong. I don't know why. I mean, just whatever. But what I will do is giving Daisy stupid views. Well, the problem is that you have people that are so far divided that will never come to a middle ground on how we think other people should act. That's a problem in itself. People have different ways of dealing with it, but the other day I was just kind of wondering why me? Like, why did I get lumped in? Why did she tell me to kiss her ass along with three or four other people? And I got my answer. But here's the answer. And I'm just reading the transcripts because that's just what I'm going to do from now on. This was Saturday when she said, yes, Daisy's up and riled up again. This was I had done a show about Daisy, wondering why I had been told to kiss her ass, because I didn't know why. I didn't know honestly why, but I mean, she makes it very clear. Right here. Let me see. Okay, so she said, well, yes, Josh from the lab, right? We know who he is, did a live about me. That's true. I did. Last night, of course, because it's the popular thing to do, to fire up Daisy. But the thing is, I didn't do it to fire up Daisy. I just wanted to know exactly what I had done. Obviously, I'm on the other side of the fence with her, and I don't understand. I just didn't really understand the shade my way, which. It's not important. It really isn't. And that is true. And I agree with you, Lisa. It's not important. None of it is important. But people's tempers boil over and we do a lot of stupid stuff sometimes. But anyway, here's what she said. Said last night, of course, because it was the popular thing to do. And it wasn't. I didn't feel like it was popular. And one thing, but they don't give two flying, I don't know what that means, because she's friends with them, right? But you don't do that, do you, Josh? So she's talking about me. She's saying, well, you don't bash me, do you? I'm going to call you out on your bull crap today. And I'm absolutely a tragedy pimp, is what she says. I'm absolutely a tragedy pimp, just like the rest of them. You jumped on it yesterday because everyone, first and foremost, Miss Daisy, I get more views than you on both channels. So, I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about finding the hot topic if that's what you claimed that it was. Okay. But I didn't think it was a hot topic. I truly didn't think it was a hot topic at all. I was just wondering why you did that. I didn't think it was like that big of a deal. Thinks it's cool and funny, and goes, what you got your damn views. That's what you wanted. I want to make one thing clear right now. As a creator, you are channel like Justin and Josh. This is crazy to maybe. I don't know if the audio sounds any better. And all of them, you can say what you want, but Daisy has built her channel from herself. Okay, I built my own channel. I haven't relied on other creators to give me clicks and views. No, you only rely on Don and Candace. I've not laid off other creators for content. I've not built my channel from other creators, in my opinion, like y'all, Josh with Chris McDonough and Molly Golightly with Justin. So I'll just address that really fast. There's no question that Chris McDonough has been an enormous help to the lab itself, no doubt. But I'll tell you this, Miss Daisy, since you are new, and you are new, I had 17,000 subscribers on a different platform or on a different channel that I no longer use, unmonetized, did it for months, 6, 7 months, something like that. And then, and I talked about this case almost every day. And I had, like I said, what was it? Yeah, like 17,000, something like that, whatever. So I'm not going to say, so then I just started all over, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, I think that I've done a lot of it on my own. Like I said, I had a lot of subscribers before I had ever met Chris McDonough. So you can take that somewhere else. Okay. Not that I really care, but this is the kind of fighting that we're going to do. Because Josh is in every single one of these people chat, and quit acting like you're not. Yeah, I've been in Smiley's. I've been on Smiley's show. I've been in Justin's chat. I've been on Justin's show. I'm in Prayer Garden's chat sometimes. I've actually been on Prayer Garden's show once. I've also been in your chat and on your show before, Miss Daisy. I absolutely have. You've kind of made it clear that I'm not welcome over there, so I don't go. Fair enough. I don't go over there to cause shit. I don't go in your chat to rile you up. I don't do that. I mean, you've made it clear that you didn't want me there. Okay, fine. That's totally fine. So I don't go. So don't get mad if I go into other ones. All right. Even if Chris brought people to your channel, he absolutely has. I'm not saying that he hasn't. I'm not saying that he hasn't. It's a group effort here. Okay? It's not a big deal. Just everybody calm down. So here it is. All right. Now, I said that about Josh because you know what I said last night, because Josh and every single one. You're not an innocent angel. You're not an innocent angel. You're in every one of these haters' chats running your mouth. You even when Justin was playing my content. Huh? So there was a night. It's just BS. Thank you so much. I thought you were going to bed, by the way. I appreciate you. There was a night when Miss Daisy, or when Candace was showing off that spirit box or whatever it was, or the remembrance box. And I was on Justin's panel that night, and him and Daisy were having goes at each other, and it was kind of like, it seemed lighthearted at the time. And she had privated a video, and I was like, well, yeah, she privated it. And I said, she's not going to undo it for you. And he's like, yeah, it will. Yeah, she will. Yes, she will. blah, 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 so on and so forth. So she did. She did. And I was just like, I don't get you two. That's what I said. So if that's bashing, okay. You have a problem with it, Josh. You had a problem with me putting myself on private. Not really. Panel, he's been in Smiley's chat and all these haters, yet he wants to act like a victim. I didn't act like a victim. I just asked. That's all I did. I just asked. And then she brought up the Rose thing. Blah. How about your little buddy Justin with Jose? This is one of the funniest parts of the whole thing to me, to be honest with you. I don't understand this. Justin with Jose and what he did supporting someone that could possibly be a person that could be a suspect. Oh, what? What do you mean? A suspect? Jose? Supporting somebody that could be a suspect? Do you realize the words that are coming out of your mouth, ma'am? Do you understand what it is that you just said? You're upset with me because you said that I supported Jose, who could have been a suspect in the case. Okay, let's play that game. Okay, let's say Jose was a suspect. God rest his soul. He's dead. What you just said is exactly what other people, not even me, are accusing you of. Well, no, that's not true. I do accuse you of supporting them because I do believe that they are suspects in the case. But it's really interesting that you would bring up the Jose thing. That I supported Jose because he could have possibly been a suspect. Right. Okay. Got it. I guess Don and Candace can't be suspects. I guess Don and Candace aren't possible suspects. Okay. But I can go there. I don't want to go there, but I can go there, Josh. What you say about me? Because 7 months ago, Prayer Garden put a video out of you, audio of you, the audio of you, but I'm not going to go there. Just leave me alone. Stop going from chat to chat. Don't tell me what to do. Stop making lives about me. Don't tell me what to do. You're literally supporting Prayer Garden. Tell me what to do. And exposed it on YouTube for no reason. Prayer Garden and I have had our issues in the past. All's forgiven in my eyes. I got no problem. I got no problem with Prayer Gardens, just like I really don't have a problem with you. But the hypocrisy is weird because you're just like the rest of these tragedy pimps. Let me explain something. I have things on the screen. Okay. I have things on the screen that I highlight, things that, I have my, I have all kinds of information. For God's sakes, I have the Dare Bear on there. My Cash App, I don't, and mods, don't change this, and you can ask any of them. I don't know if I've ever asked a mod to put my Cash App in the chat. I do not run my Cash App or PayPal across the bottom. And I just don't. I never instruct my mods to do anything like that. I don't even know if they do, but I don't care if they do. They just don't. I've never asked one of them to do anything like that. Hey, make sure you guys are putting my Cash App out there. I don't scroll it across the bottom. I don't put it anywhere. You'd have to dig to find it, because it's truly not that important to me. It's really not. I know we all get accused of like, oh my God, like people donate what they want. People join your channel if they want. People watch if you want, and you get paid for that. There's like 3 different ways that you're getting paid here on YouTube: memberships, views, and donations. Okay. Now I understand the revenue split isn't that great for YouTubers, so people say, "Hey, send me Cash App or whatever," however it goes. I don't do that. I don't know. Never seen you ask on all 3 channels. Yeah, I think that I used to, on the very first channel, have I had that information on the screen, and I did it because I was like, oh, okay, well, people were asking about it, and I put it up there, and then I was sitting there thinking, why I'm looking at it and go, this is just corny. Like this is super corny to do this. Why would I put my Cash App up there? So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess, you call me a tragedy pimp if you want. And people call me a pimp before. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody's actually ever done that.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
So, whatever. Pimp. I remember, but anyway, yeah, like I said, you call me whatever you want. You can play whatever you want about me. You can say anything that you want about me, and I won't go there, and I won't go try and get information from your sister to talk about you or anything like that. But the one thing that I will say is, don't tell people how to feel about Don and Candace. If you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. I mean, that's not up to me. That's not up to you. Who likes who? It's just not. It's not a thing. You're allowed to do whatever you want. And if you have no trouble sleeping at night, then fine. That's totally good. I'm happy for you. But don't call me a tragedy pimp when you dog walk Don and Candace on your channel every single chance that you get, because that shit's just going to piss me off. And it's disingenuous, and it makes you look like a fool to everybody else that's not in your echo chamber. Now, I didn't call you a fool, and I know you need me to slow it down for you, so I'm going to slow it down for you, ma'am. It's disingenuous to tell other people. Same thing with Wipe Boy. It's disingenuous to call people tragedy pimps when you're covering the same stuff everybody else is covering. Okay? When you're covering the same stuff everybody else is covering, and you put Don and Candace and Summer all in your titles. Okay? That's horse shit. And it's disingenuous. Okay? It really is. So Miss Daisy, I think that we can come to an agreement to just drop it here. Look, you went after me and I brought something up, and it really just hasn't gone good for you in the last 2 or 3 days. And I'm sorry about that, but you're close to Don and Candace. You get them on your show. And we watch because we want to see what Don and Candace say. Just like tonight, when you allowed Candace to come up on your panel. And by the way, please, when I say this, please don't bring up my past. Please don't bring up things that I've done. Oh my God. Let's talk about real content. Let's talk about the case. Let's talk about the people that you put on your show that you think only the people that watch it should only comment if they agree with you. But that's not how it works. So I'm going to say again, you allowed Candace to make what I mean, people are going to say, Candace, you stuck up for yourself. Candace was telling somebody to shut their dick licker. Use the C word profusely. Cursed her out, bitch, whatever, blah, 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 over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And I'm sitting there going, how do you have a temper? Like, that temper is scary. It's a scary temper. You know what I mean? To get that upset over some, whatever. That upset. To where you show your ass in front of everybody. And don't get me wrong. You think that that's the first time that she freaks out like that? Of course not. Why would that be of course not. But like I said, Miss Daisy, you and I can end it here. I don't need to talk about you, but I will talk about the stuff that you put out about Don and Candace, something that I've been talking about long before you came here. And don't get mad and don't threaten to tell everybody about, things that don't matter to me or anybody else anymore. I've been through the same kind of stuff that you have, getting drugged and whatever. So you can, I'll send you a copy of the transcripts if that's what you need, if you so choose to go down that road. And I'm sure, and I hope that it gets a lot of attention. And I hope that it gets a lot of views. And I hope you're successful in life. And I hope God sends you blessings beyond measure. And I hope that your sister and you patch up your very public relationship at some point. I hope all those things for you. But we are not the same. We're not the same. I'm not saying who's in the right and who's in the wrong. We're probably both wrong at some point. I'm tired. I'm just kind of tired, At some point, it stopped being about a little girl. It started being about our egos. And I just don't know how much longer I can be a part of that. I mean, I get ran at every day, and that's fine. I choose to do it. I choose to do it, and yeah, I don't know, man. It's just everything's all messed up. Everything's all messed up, and I could sit here and hurl insults at you and say these awful things. I can do that with anybody. I'm pretty good at it. I'm not bad at it at all. But the thing is, like, I have to remember in my mind. I have to remember in my mind, not in remind myself constantly that we're so far away from where we once were especially in this case. That if we started out on the shore, it's lost in the horizon somewhere. I don't see the shore. And even when this case comes to an end, and it will come to an end, and I believe it will be solved, and I believe that the people that are responsible will be held responsible. And I'll do my best not to gloat, and I'll do my best not to rub it in people's face, because that's not what it's about. More people's names have been tarnished because of egos. More people's lives have been bared to the public because of hurt feelings. More people's anxiety and anger is triggered by this. Case. And I also want to just say this to the people that support this channel and that support the lab. I'm making a plea, and I'm just going to ask all of you that I know that you're interested in what Don and Candace have to say, but we don't need to listen to them anymore. They've held us captive for too long, and it doesn't matter because they're not going to say what we assume that they did. We cannot allow them to dictate where we go and what we talk about and give them the attention that they want. And I'm begging you, when Daisy asks Candace to come up, run the other way, because nothing good's going to happen. Nothing good is going to happen. She's not going to tell anything. She's not going to say a word. She's not going to do anything, folks. Candace isn't going to say a word. And I'm here and I'm asking you guys to turn it off because it's not healthy for any of you, for any of us. We have to be able to talk about the case without constantly talking about and wanting to know what Don and Candace has to say. Don and Candace have proven that they're not important. They've proven that they have no interest in talking about the actual case. If they don't want to talk about the actual case, then what use do we have for them? Why do we care how much Percocet Don shoved up his ass in 97 in a prison? We already know. We know. We already know about him. And we know about Candace. We already know. Now, if you like the drama and that's your thing, and I understand it, I get human nature. We all struggle with it. You know, Lori P., I'm not really sure. Please just stop personally attacking Daisy. Look, I don't know. I don't know how I really don't know how I've personally attacked Miss Daisy other than me saying that I don't agree with what she's doing. If that's a personal attack, then no promises. How's that? But the problem is every now and then we need to be reminded because, of course. Yeah, I mean, I just, whatever. Personally attacking. You know, somebody said I can't remember, but, you know, the other day when I was mooing and I was just goofing off and somebody was like, did you see him mooing? How disgusting. I was like, what? What are you talking about? So I did the moo sound. It was funny, I thought. But I wasn't calling her a cow. She calls herself Daisy Cow. What sound does a cow make? Moo. I didn't go, oh yeah, you fat heifer. I didn't say that, and I would never say that. I've never said that to anybody, ever. I don't talk about her that way. I get mad when people make fun of people's weight. Look, people have made fun of me being fat before. It's not a great feeling. It's not a great feeling. So I don't care if she's fat or skinny. What does it matter? Who cares? She calls herself a cow. You know? I don't care about that. I had a great time on Smiley's the other night. You know, because I don't have a problem having a problem with Don. Don is a jerk off. He is a complete asshole. And that's besides the fact that he has a missing daughter. If he didn't have a thing to do with Summer going missing, which like I said, I highly doubt, he's still a jerk off. I hate the guy. He sucks. He's done nothing but threaten and play games. And when he was like, oh, yeah, we can talk normal, and we would talk normal. And then they'd be like, oh, that guy's all weird and shit. You don't have to like her. I don't care. Yeah. Look, I'm like I said, there's no personal attacks that are going to come here. You know. I don't need that. But what I'm trying to explain to people is when we attack Don and Candace, it gives them fuel to build up a sympathy train. And I just don't think that they need that. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. They will leave YouTube when the money runs dry. Well, yes, I would imagine so. But, Daisy does virtue signal to them. She really does. And she has for some time. Hold on one second. Sorry. And Texas Lady, thank you for becoming a member. Linda gifted a Lab After Dark membership. Karen says, perfectly stated, Josh, as always. Thank you very much, Karen. Celeste says, disagreeing with someone is not personally attacking them, but cursing and calling them names is just a hint. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then, because Dawn was on Shares the other day. By the way, that I actually did find fascinating because of the whole Christopher Larson thing. And, but Dawn really said the same thing over and over and over. And I was in the chat. That's when this happened.
Josh says he's been waiting 6 months for pictures of that couch done.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what. Is he in your chat right now?
He's in
For
the
real?
chat room, yes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think, unless it's like a...
He's such an asshole.
Oh,
Yeah, well, sorry. I mean, okay, well, I'm an asshole. But, like I said, it's just a ring around the rosy. I found it weird when he turned to Candace and said that your ex-husband's on. He's like, your ex-husband? I was like, no, it's Rose's ex-husband. It's the stupidest. Like, I don't. How do you make that? How do you make that mistake? He says, I'm sorry, I don't really like that person at all. I'm not telling you who to like and who not to like. That was strange, Josh, but he was drunk too. He doesn't have to be drunk to call me that. I've heard about I'm so glad that I wasn't here for the Watts case. I was just a private citizen back in those days. What if who strikes me? Cher? I don't care. I mean, I really don't care. I doubt she would. I don't know. Why would she strike me? What's Daisy going to strike me for? I didn't play anything of hers, did I? Did I play anything of Daisy's? No, I don't, and it's not going to strike me. He says, why can't we all get along, period? Well, I don't know. Why? I mean, that's a very broad statement, and I agree that world peace would be kind of a beautiful thing, but as long as there's money and land at stake, that's never going to change. Nobody's going to get along. Everybody fights for money and land. But you have to also take that idea that you just put out to everybody on both sides, and good luck. It's something that's been eluding the world since, I don't know, the beginning of time. Okay, it's how it is. Why can't everybody get along? Well, because that's just how it is. That's just how it is. And I mean, like I said, you would have to agree with both sides. So and you need this is a great question. If you're going to ask me, hey, why can't we all just get along? What do you mean? So does that mean we're not allowed to criticize other people if we don't like what they do? And then because you just have to keep everything to yourself? Well, I don't think that that's a good thing either. But I think that sometimes our criticisms are overly harsh and the reactions are overly harsh back as well. So there's no, when you're dealing with individual personalities, people don't see everything the same way. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's just not something. That's why you just kind of stay away from others. If you could get everybody in the world to agree and understand, to have a truce, then, that would be great, but not everybody thinks the same. So that's never going to happen. And that's another thing, is that we can disagree on this case. We can have differing opinions. That doesn't mean World War III, but when it starts to go to such extremes, then you have problems. And we have, and yes, there are issues that are not being addressed. Yeah, there's really some people, that you can't get along with. You can't just accept everybody. They say, well, accept everybody for the way that they are. Well, I mean, what if that person's a murderer? What if that person's an abuser? What if that person's this? Or what if that person's that? What if that person's everything that you feel is against your morals? What if that is the case, folks? What if that is the case? How are you going to compromise how you feel because somebody else wants to be an asshole? That's all I'm saying. But what I'm telling you is, do not give in to Don and Candace when their name gets thrown up by a channel like, hey, join us, because there's nothing that's going to be said. I get it. If you're bored, you're like, it's not going to, they're not going to tell you anything. I talked to a man the other day from Kingsport. He called my Google number that I put out there a long time ago, and I answered it, and I had no idea who he was. I still don't. I didn't even ask his name. But he was talking about missing people around in that area. And he said, there's not not a lot of children that go missing around those parts. But usually what happens when a person goes missing is they get a poster in at the post office. They get a little hang up. That's it. And I just don't understand or get why people, especially parents, are so upset that people are turned off by their actions. I mean, by their own admittance that they've done things that are, whatever. It's so